there was Lenny Bruce, there was George Carlin, there was comedy, there was poetry, there was Patti Smith, there was Jim Carroll. There wasn't spoken word, which is what I consider this tonight, spoken word. And it's interesting that around the same time, Jello Biafra and Henry Rollins, Wanda Coleman, Exene Cervenka, Don Byam, a handful of other Americans, I'm sure in Germany as well, other places, the UK, started doing kind of the same thing. And I approached a club, it was the Pyramid in New York, a shitty hole on Avenue A, that I wanted to curate a series of shows, very short, sharp stabs of lyrical, verbal, emotional violence, coupled with physical violence. And so I was introduced to Richard Kern. And Richard Kern had made a few films at that time, mostly really short ones, Hello 42nd Street, a few others. And so we were going to do our first show together. And it was great. It was in the basement of the Pyramid, and my first spoken word piece was called Daddy Dearest. I thought I'd go right to the fucking source, go right after my fucking father, who, you know, gave me everything I have today. Thank you very fucking much, you dead motherfucker. Yeah, we'll get to that some more later. So Daddy Dearest was my first spoken word piece, but Richard opened for me, and his performance, it was amazing. I mean, the room was a quarter of this size, really hot, really packed in and jam tight. And Kern comes up to the bar, dressed like a CIA agent, you know, really straight, really handsome, clean, sunglasses, picks up a guitar, plays the most atrocious piece of shit you've ever heard for about 2 minutes. And from the back, Brian Moran, also the star of some of his films, man, that's not how it's done. That's not how it's, I'll show you how it's fucking done, man. And cuts his own hand off. Blood everywhere. Well, fake hand, but you get the picture. People were like, oh my God. And then I got up and did Daddy Dearest. So Kurt and I, it was a love affair from the first time we met. I'm like, and some of his performances were awesome. He would lead Brian Moran up, who was in a straitjacket, white of course, to the stage, and to some horrible music, just start slicing the shit out of him, blood knives. It was fucking great. It was beautiful. Now, spoken word wasn't really a known entity in those days, so shows could only be 10 minutes because, especially my velocity before I was as sophisticated a performer as I am today, which modulates my fucking form of expression, because if you start at this level the whole time, it can get a bit frictionless. It could be a bit fucking irritating, and 10 minutes is all you want to take, all right? It's all you can fucking stand, if you know what I mean. Before I was as sophisticated, calm, cool, and collected as I am today. So anyway, it was kind of a hysterical event, and it would piss, well, always men off. I mean, women have never, one incident where a woman has ever interrupted my show, and she was so drunk before the show, she was on her belly between the bar stools. Anyway, it's always been men, because obviously I'm picking the fuck out of them, all right? Okay, let's go for the target. So I had to equip myself, usually with police baton, a flashlight, a mag light. The microphone is deadly, because violence would start to happen. Because fuck you, you fucking New York bitch. All right, come on. Fuck me then. And hence, they'd get whacked. Now, Kern and I decided to just make our own violence, to prevent violence. We would create violence in order to prevent violence, because that's how fucked up we were. We will create violence to prevent violence. Do you follow me? So, I remember being in LA, New York bitch, and finding someone that everyone knew, big chubby guy who was a bouncer, and having him dress in white to be my bodyguard, because I needed one at that point, right? And so Kern, who nobody knew who he was in LA, I'm doing my spoken word shit, and Kern's like, fuck you, you fucking New York bitch. I'm like, fuck you, bitch, get up here. So Kern jumps up, the bodyguard comes in between, and Kern stabs him. Now, this isn't a punker club. Half the punkers, little bitches, scared of blood, leave never to return. The others just started smearing blood on their face. Anyway.